Hi guys, my name's Natalia and welcome to my channel. Okay, so today I've got a book haul for you. I've got here some books that I've purchased within like the last month or so. So we've got some like various genres, and we've also got the collector's edition of my favorite duology, so keep watching to find out what that duology is. So first, let's start off with the book that I've already read technically, and it's The Secret History. So I'm making like a separate video on this book because it was so good and impactful, so I will talk about it in more detail there. But just so you know, I did give this book 5 stars. I thought it was an amazing read. It was like one of the most haunting books I've ever read. It's so extremely eerie, and there's just so much tension throughout the entire book. The characters, they're not necessarily likable, but they're really fascinating, really complex, and just I loved everything about this book. So if you do not know this book, this is The Secret History by Donna Tartt, and it's also considered like the first dark academia book, which is like literally subgenre. And I guess it's also like a thriller and inverted mystery. The reason it's inverted mystery is because we know who dies right off the bat. It's like, you know, it's set in the first chapter, and we know also who is responsible for Bunny's death. Bunny's the guy that dies. It's not a spoiler because it's literally said at the beginning of the book. But it's not really about who did it. It's more about like the events leading up to Bunny's death and why it happened, how it happened, and then also the aftermath. The tension is really crazy. Like, I kid you not, I could not stop thinking about this book. I still cannot stop thinking about it. So this was the book that I got, and I loved it so much. Such an amazing, I think you could call it like a psychological thriller, because it focuses a lot on the psychological aspects of what the characters did. It's really fascinating to read about. Now, the rest of the books in this haul I haven't read, although I did start reading this one, which is Funny Story by Emily Henry. So a little fact about me, this is my first ever Emily Henry book, and I haven't finished it yet, but at this point in the book, Emily Henry, I'm so sorry that I slept on you because this book is so good. It's such a good romance book. So to tell you briefly what this book is about. So we've got our protagonist Daphne, and she was going to marry Peter, and then he dumped her for his childhood best friend, whose name is Petra, and Petra was also dating someone else at the time. His name is Miles, and she obviously also dumped Miles. Now Daphne becomes roommates with Miles, mainly because she doesn't really have any place to go at the moment, so they become roommates. You know, at first, like, they're just not really talking that much, I guess. Just kind of like hello, very brief talk and all of that. But yeah, as you can tell, they will start to get closer, and the funny part is they will also kind of like fake date. One day, like, Daphne talks to Peter, and kind of she was just so angry by the stuff that he was saying. Like, honestly, he's a douchebag, and she just suddenly said that she's dating Miles. So, you know, at first it was just like a joke, but obviously this is a romance book, so they will start having feelings for each other. Honestly, I love this so much. Like, I love how funny this book is. I love the characters. Like, Miles, I'm so in love with Miles. I don't think that my brain can even process the fact that he's not a real human. Like, when I'm reading about him, I think my body is just like releasing endorphins, and, you know, I feel butterflies in my stomach and all of that, as if he was a real person and not a made-up fictional character. But that's how much I love him. He's a little green flag. I love Miles. I also love Daphne. She's quite relatable. Like, she is kind of an introvert, I guess. She kind of like struggles with making small talk, making friends, and all of that. And honestly, I couldn't relate more. And she also loves books. She's a librarian. So honestly, Daphne, such a cool and relatable character. I love her. I love Miles. I love them together. Like I said, I haven't finished this book. I feel like it's going to be a 5-star read, but then again, I have to finish it to be sure. But so far, I'm loving it. I can't believe that I've been sleeping on Emily Henry. I feel like now I have to read all of her books. So yeah, funny story. This was the second book that I purchased. Okay, so the next book that I bought is The Wedding People. This book is actually like very high on my TBR, so I will probably be reading it soon. So this is literally fiction, and I don't know that much about this book. From what I've heard, I think it's very thought-provoking and emotional. What I know about the premise is that there's this girl named Phoebe, and she arrives at this grand beachside hotel, and she's wearing like very pretty clothes, and there's also a wedding happening there, so she's not technically the guest, but she actually is there to end her life. So now the bride will like discover it, and she will be like furious that her wedding might be destroyed by this sad stranger. So I'm not really sure what happens after that, but I'm sure they will like maybe start bonding together and all of that. Honestly, it sounds like a very hopeful and a very beautiful book, and I'm just so excited to read it. In general, I've heard many great things about this book, so yeah, I'm so excited to dive into it. Okay, next we've got this interesting book. It's called The Brothers Hawthorne. So it is part of this, we've got this series called The Inheritance Games, and honestly I was convinced that it's just a trilogy and that it's going to end with Final Gambit. And then Jennifer Lynn Barnes came out with this book. It's been a while since this book came out actually, and I was like, really, I want to finish this series because I kind of enjoyed it, and I do not really like not finishing series if I like them. I mean, if I didn't like the series, obviously I will not finish it, but if I enjoyed the series, I try to generally finish them. So I'm trying to really get some motivation to finally finish this series and read this book. It is a little different than the previous 3 books because we focus only on 2 of the Hawthorne brothers, on Jameson and Grayson. So this series basically is a love triangle. But let's just say that Avery, the protagonist, doesn't end up with the guy that I was rooting for. And that's probably one of the main reasons why I'm so hesitant to pick up this book. Because, oh my god, like, I like love triangles as long as the guy that I'm rooting for gets the girl. But if he doesn't, then suddenly the love triangle is so annoying and and just so frustrating to read about. But no, like I said, I still want to finish this book. And actually, many people were saying that there's like some crazy plot twist at the end. And generally Jennifer Lynn Barnes writes like very short chapters, and they are very fast paced. So I feel like I can finish it pretty quickly. So when I saw this book at a bookstore, I thought, okay, it's a sign for me to finally read this book. So I got it, and I'm planning to read it this year. Not sure when, but definitely sometime this year I will finally pick it up and finish this series. Hi guys, so it's me from the future editing this video, and now I just realized that I forgot to talk about one book that I bought like very recently, and that book is A Curse for True Love by Stephanie Garber. So technically I've read this in like February or so on my Kindle, but I was like waiting. I obviously wanted the physical copy, but I was waiting to purchase it because I wanted it to match my other 2 Once Upon a Broken Heart books. I wanted this spine to match, and this specific edition of the book came out in April, so I got it literally as soon as I could. So now, you know, I have the complete trilogy and it's all matching, so I'm really happy. I also really like this cover, and the spine is so pretty. Like, I feel like we don't give enough credit to the US versions of the Once Upon a Broken Heart books because everyone loves the UK ones, which honestly I understand they are really pretty and I love them as well. But I think like these ones are really pretty, especially the spines. Like, this is so pretty. So yeah, I got this in April and I love this trilogy in general. So I just wanted to talk about it because I don't know why I forgot to talk about it in a video. But yeah, now let's get back into the video. And now the last two books are the special edition of my favorite duology. So yeah, as you can tell, I've read these books, but I am planning to reread them. The duology is Six of Crows duology. So this is the collector's edition. So they look like this is the first book. It's got these red edges. And the second book, The Crooked Kingdom, looks like this. So yeah, these are like really pretty editions. I've got these like standard paperbacks, but because I love this series so much, I feel like I want something a little more special. They've got like different things inside of them. We've also got the illustrations of all the characters, which I love, honestly. So if you do not know this duology, it is a fantasy duology about this group of outcasts that come together to pull off a heist, and there's also very strong found family trope, so they will literally become like family to each other, which is just so heartwarming. I love this duology so much. It's so funny, but also it's so like full of action and tension. It's just got everything you need, and the characters, I love them so much. Like, they're all so unique and just so likable and so funny. Like, they are my ultimate comfort characters. So yeah, I will be rereading this series soon. Okay guys, so these were all the books that I've bought within like the last month. So I will be reading all of them soon and rereading Six of Crows. I'm so excited. That's it for this video. Don't forget to like it and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.